Welcome back for another video. In today's video I'll be running through the Gameweek 37 team selection, transfer plans and thoughts heading into this game week. If you missed the Gameweek 37 who to buy video, make sure you give that a watch too, link will be on screen at the end. If you enjoyed today's video, please hit like to support the channel and subscribe if you're not already. Before we take a look at Gameweek 37, let's take a quick look at how Gameweek 36 went. At the time of recording, 65 points, which is a red arrow to about 11k. An impressively bad game week so far, and the Salah triple captaincy the cherry on top. Admittedly, after his benching last game week, I never saw him getting benched again so soon. The team had projected to score about double the current score, so a huge underperformance. Ramsdale, Saka and Kane are yet to play, but certainly won't be enough to make up ground. I considered Kane to RICHARLISON and Havertz to De Bruyne, but only very briefly in honesty, and it would have been a -4 and losing Kane for the remainder. But well done if you had KDB. I've seen a real mixed bag of scores on Twitter this week. Commiserations if you were one of those that also landed on the wrong side of the game week. A week to forget, and the good news is that there's 2 game weeks to go and we're done for the season. On to the Gameweek 37 team selection and transfer plans. In goal it's Ramsdale for an away trip to Newcastle. His last clean sheet came all the way back in Gameweek 29. Over that run he's averaged just 1.6 points per game. There is the option to shift him on for Pickford this game week, but he's likely to survive for the final 2 game weeks. Trent travels to Southampton this game week. The Saints have 1 clean sheet in their last 10 games, and over that run they've averaged 2.4 goals conceded per game. Hopefully we'll see the last of Klopp's rotation in the league. Before the Southampton game, Liverpool do face Chelsea in the FA Cup final, where you'd expect Trent to start too. James faces Leicester this game week, and he's another player expected to start in the FA Cup final before Gameweek 37. Chelsea finished the season with 2 home games and still aren't mathematically third. They're ahead of Arsenal by a single point, so if they lose either of their last 2, then an Arsenal win puts Chelsea 4th. These final 2 against Leicester and Watford are such good fixtures that hopefully he can repay the faith in holding him. Walker, Stones and Diaz are all out for the remainder of the season, Pep has confirmed, which leaves their defence very light for the final 2. Cancelo faces West Ham, he currently sits 7th, but a Europa League spot is within their reach with a game in hand over Man United above. It could be a tough game for City. A shutout would make it 20 clean sheets for Cancelo this season. Salah gets the vice-captaincy for the Southampton game. The Golden Boot's still not tied up, and you'd expect Salah to start the final 2. Despite the single game week, he's still a captain option, and one that many could overlook. Over the last 6 game weeks, he has an expected goal involvement of 3.65, which ranks 6th among all midfielders, though that also includes 2 benchings. Gordon faces Brentford and Crystal Palace for a great double game week with both fixtures at home, but Everton are a much tougher opposition. You can't ask for much more than his 4 goals and 3 assists so far this campaign at 4.7 mil, and a double game week on top of that. Saka's another player who could see a big price increase next season. He has 11 goals and 8 assists this season. Over the last 6 game weeks, Newcastle have an expected goals conceded of 11, which ranks 15th among all teams. Champions League football is in touching distance for Arsenal and they have to win. After a disappointing double game week 36, we'll be hoping for a better double game week 37 for Coutinho. Aston Villa also play 2 games at home in their double. He's in somewhat of a dry spell, blanking his last 8 games, but 3 of his 4 biggest returns came at home this season. KULUSEVSKI completes the midfield for the Burnley game. Past meetings between these 2 have been a mixed bag, with a couple of 1-0s to each side, but also a 4-0 and a 5-0. Kulu certainly another player in line for a hefty price hike next season, with 12 goal contributions in his last 14 games. RICHARLISON gets the armband for the Everton double game week. Over the last 6 game weeks there's an expected goal involvement of 5.57, which ranks 1st among all players. Crystal Palace are actually 2nd over the last 6 game weeks for expected goals conceded, which suggests it could be a tough affair. That said, the fans are completely behind Lampard and the atmosphere will be bouncing for both games. Kane completes the starting 11 for the home game against Burnley. It's felt long overdue for some time that he outscores Son 1 week, but Son's been in sensational form to the point that you wonder if the switch is worth it, perhaps for the Norwich game in Gameweek 38. On the bench it's Dubravka, Pukki, Saiss and Doherty. On the off chance that anyone unexpectedly misses out, we've got a couple of decent backup players on the bench. At this point Doherty will likely survive the rest of the season as there's been more pressing transfers to make. In terms of the transfer plans this week, the plan is to roll the transfer and take 2 into Gameweek 38. There's a couple of appealing options in Gameweek 38, such as Coutinho and RICHARLISON to mount on Tony, or for a -4, Kane, Coutinho and Doherty for Tony, Son and Rudiger. Alternatively, there is the option to go Saiss to Mykolenko to grab another doubler this week, but the team would be weakened for the final game week with the triple Everton facing Arsenal, Coutinho facing Man City and Pukki facing Tottenham with just 1 transfer to spend. As always, I'll post my final team on the channel, Twitter and Instagram, links below where to follow me. Thanks for watching today's video. Please remember to like the video and subscribe to support the channel. See you soon for the next one.